What's up, everyone? Welcome back. Today I'm doing an update on ISO20022, and that is going to be the compliance needed in order for institutions to adopt certain cryptocurrencies. So if you don't know what that is, sit back, relax. I'm going to get into that in the video. I gotta let you know I'm not a financial advisor. Never WhatsApp anybody in my comments. Never give your seed phrase, and definitely drop a like on this video. Also, do consider subscribing, as it's gonna keep you up to date on cryptocurrency news, and you can even win NFTs in the process. Even if you've never won one before, I give them away absolutely free. This is my new mint that I actually am minting out right now. So I have a link in the description if you want to go check out the mint. It is live. But if you are wondering why we are looking at a chart of XRP, that is because XRP happens to be one of the ISO 20022 compliant cryptocurrencies that exist on the market right now. And if you don't know exactly what that is just fine, because I found a nice little article that does really get into everything that is going on. So let's do it. Let's check it out. It looks like ISO 20022 for crypto, or ISO compliant, and can be used by banks. ISO is a non-governmental global organization, which stands for International Organization of Standardization, which it's an organization based in Geneva, Switzerland. ISO develops international standards for industrial, commercial, and proprietary use. If an ISO standard is established, virtually all financial institutions in the world adopt it. An ISO code for Bitcoin BTC could facilitate global mainstream adoption more than any other action. ISO has largely ignored cryptos until the last few years, when CBDCs, central bank digital currencies, started gaining momentum. Currently, financial institutions rely on the ISO 4217 standard to identify currencies for global transactions. For example, the US dollar is assigned the code USD in this standard. Given the lack of ISO codes in the crypto world, cryptos currently use unofficial ISO codes, such as XBT for Bitcoin. However, in the new ISO 20022 standard, cryptos could be assigned ISO codes if they are compliant with ISO 222. This could lead to adoption by centralized banks and enable cross-border crypto payments through centralized financial institutions, which is major, absolutely major. What purposes do ISO standards serve? Though its standards, ISO aims to promote international trade and protect end users by ensuring the product being made are safe and of an acceptable quality. To date, ISO has set over 20,000 standards and continuously updates them by releasing technical reports, analysis, and publications. ISO's catalog of standards includes 97 fields covering healthcare, agriculture, engineering, shipping, weaponry, metallurgy, and more. The global financial industry is one of many industries for which ISO standards are set. In some cases, the term ISO is used to describe the products that were built according to certain standard. For instance, the ISO 4210 standard is used for bicycles. If a merchant wanted to import a bicycle in the US, the manufacturer would have to clarify it using the ISO code or risk rejection at a shipping port. So it just basically helps identify international trade, and that is where we need compliance, because if we want to be recognized internationally, we don't want to be confused with other countries. What is the role of ISO 20022 in crypto? A crypto that complies with ISO 20022 standard could be approved by a centralized bank that enables crypto payments. ISO standardized crypto identifiers are going to change the way crypto is used. If ISO issues an official code for a crypto such as Bitcoin or Ethereum, that crypto will enter the database of top financial services like Visa and MasterCard. which would obviously be huge. What is the ISO 4217 currency identifier standard? ISO defines standards for fiat currencies under ISO 4217. This 4217 standard has been used for global bank payments and stock markets since 1978, when it was first codified. According to the standard, each currency is represented by 3 letters: USD for US dollars, EUR for euros, and so on. This facilitates transaction and decreases the risk of errors. If a bank users transfers another bank user $500, they would automatically be using standards decided by the ISO 4217 currency code that defines the US dollar as USD. Aside from the currency codes, ISO also assigns international security identification numbers, ISIN numbers, codes to securities including stocks, bonds, and derivatives. So they're pretty much in everything finance, and it makes sense that they're going to be entering in crypto, and it makes sense that certain cryptos would have to comply. In an official currency code, the first 2 letters are generally derived from alphabetic country code defined in ISO 3166, and the last letter is generally derived from the official currency name. For example, in Canada, we have CAD, the CA stands for Canada, and the D stands for dollar. The existing code definition method raises issues for crypto codification because many crypto codes conflict with existing country codes. For example, consider XBT, the unofficial ISO code for Bitcoin. The X denotes that no country is associated with the asset, similar to the code for gold XAU and silver XAG. But BT, representing Bitcoin, presents a conflict because it's already officially stands for Butin as in ISO 4217. So yes, there's a few of them here. It looks like Ethereum does conflict with Ethiopia, Bitcoin Cash does conflict with European countries, and so on and so forth, with Solana conflicting with Peru. So we want to make sure that we are understanding that which tokens that we are holding that actually are complying with the ISO 20022. What a digital token identifier is their identifier numbers or symbols that represents digital currencies. The main problem with transacting in digital currencies is that they don't have identifiers that banks can use to differentiate token transactions. For example, a bank program could easily tell the difference between USD and AUD, but this is more difficult for Bitcoin and Bitcoin Cash. In 2016, ISO concluded that the ISO 4217 standard could not assign official currency codes to cryptocurrencies. Instead, the solution would be a new category of codes to help identify digital currencies called digital token identifiers. In September 2021, ISO released the Digital Token Identifier Standard, ISO 24165. This standard allows token creators to assign fixed-length identifiers for their token and register them with the ISO database. These codes will be standardized and deployed to financial institutions worldwide, allowing them to manage digital tokens on behalf of their clients. So this is huge when it comes to getting mainstream adoption, getting the institutional adoption, getting massive money flowing into crypto and sparking more crypto growth. And let's get into what actually ISO really is. The ISO 20022 standard will set a new standard for communication for all financial institutions worldwide. The 222 standard will completely change the financial landscape and improve international money transfers. Europe will transition to ISO 222 toward the end of 2022, and the US will implement it in 2023. So this is very time sensitive when you are trying to target the tokens that are going to be compliant with ISO 222. Cryptos that update their blockchain to comply with a new ISO standards will likely appreciate in price if they are chosen for banks or for payments by banks. Major, absolutely major. The new ISO 222 standard will be used for global payment systems, message exchanges, messaging formats, trading, and other activities. It defines changes such as encoding data in XLM format and new digital token identifiers. It was developed by the Registration Management Group, which comprises 37 of the world's largest financial players, including Ripple, XRP. Ripple's vice president claims that Ripple already complies with ISO 20022, and together the RippleNet will be the first crypto company that is ready for the new global financial standard. SWIFT. So SWIFT in ISO 20022, which SWIFT is the global messaging network that banks use to send funds internationally, will be entirely updated to ISO 20022 near the start of 2023. Its original format will no longer be used at all by 2025. Bank payments around the world, whether they are made in JPY at the Bank of Japan or in euros at Deutsche Bank, will follow the same payment protocol. This opens up an opportunity for cryptos that are compatible with the new standard to be included in the update. What would make a crypto ISO compliant? The 222 ISO update could give certain cryptos the advantage of being ISO compliant and chosen by banks for crypto payments. While the blockchain community often criticizes centralized services as slowed and outdated, this update could signal they're ready to change. To be compliant, a crypto blockchain would have to fulfill all the SWIFT communication requirements, including the ability to pass the customer data on the blockchain. This will increase safety for customers using centralized banks to send decentralized cryptos. And there is already a list of compliant cryptos that already exist. Those are going to be Ripple's XRP, Stellar Lumen's XLM, XFIN XDC, IOTA, MIOTA, Algorand Algo, Hedera, HBAR, Quant, Cardano, ADA, which are already appear to be rumored to be compliant and fully compliant, according to this article. And these are major. These are absolutely major. I want to make sure that everybody is aware before this information is too late to actually be relevant. So hopefully, let's get into the last little bit that there is. ISO is an organization that aims to set international standards in all spheres of production, encouraging trade and implanting safety standards across the globe. This organization sets the standards for financial institutions and has the power to impact the mainstream adoption of crypto. ISO has developed currency codes for fiat currencies under ISO 4217, but cryptos are not officially classified and use unofficial ISO codes. In the future, crypto will use DTIs, digital token identifiers such as XBT, for Bitcoin when they are chosen for payments by commercial banks. Over the next few years, financial institutions will begin switching over to the ISO 20022 standard for communication, after which they will officially be able to use crypto for payments, which is awesome. Absolutely awesome. That is super exciting. Currently, Ripple is the only crypto company to comply with the next standard and serve as a member of the ISO 20022 management group. Other cryptos that become ISO compliant will benefit greatly. So we have a list here. Let me know in the comments below what you guys are going to be buying when it comes to your ISO 222 compliant tokens. And I definitely want to make more content like this for you. I hope you guys found this content helpful. I appreciate every single one of you guys, and I will catch you in the next one.